Welcome to This Works Marketing, where 3 decades of proven experience has launched products, built brands, and generated profits. These are the stories behind the businesses that have been built. Hey everybody, how you doing? This is This Works Marketing. My name is Ken Carey. I am co-founder and executive creative director here at Script to Screen. And This Works Marketing is a show that talks about innovative and cut innovative and breakthrough cutting technologies when it comes to marketing and strategies for direct response, performance response marketing. And we've done that, and we've used these strategies for the last 30 years, generating over $6 billion in sales for our clients. And This Works Marketing is information and just up-to-date things that we're doing and shows that we're doing, but also just valuable information for marketers and how they can look at new ways to market their products and services, because as we know, the world is changing in marketing, and how we get to our customers is changing as well. Today's episode is a little bit different, it being the Wednesday before Memorial Day. I wanted to talk a little bit about utilizing philanthropic events, people, corporations as part of a selling message in what you do, and how that can be incorporated into a campaign. And not just incorporated, but incorporated with a reason and a passion, and because I think that there are many opportunities to incorporate a philanthropic message in advertising, but sometimes they don't feel authentic. And when they don't feel authentic, it feels a little weird, and I don't think you're really getting what you want out of it when you do that. So I want to talk about a specific example we did with one of our clients, the Wall Clipper Corporation. Now, the Wall Clipper Corporation is this year is going to be a 100-year-old company out of Sterling, Illinois, and they are a very proud company that is extremely proud about their heritage as a company. Develop their products here in the United States, market them in the United States. They have been global since, and they like to put together, and a big part of their message is made in America, the products that are made in America. And I talk about them specifically is because we talked about doing something philanthropic when it came to the performance response marketing message that we did for them. And they were all about it, and not only does it fit within the brand and what it does, but it also fit within the product specifically that we were selling. This beard trimmer, or clipper, if you will, fits specifically to this philanthropic venture. So we suggested using the Wounded Warrior Project as that philanthropic entity to help put that message together into the show. And it wasn't just because it was philanthropic being the Wounded Warriors. It also meshed with the product. And using a trimmer, using a beard trimmer for a man is something that helps with them, their grooming, feel good about their confidence. It's just something that we as men want to do. If we have a beard or facial hair, you want to have something that gives you that confidence. And as a wounded warrior, one of the challenges they have is infusing themselves back into society. And how do they get independent, especially if they are suffering from a debilitating injury? So that's why we suggested the Wounded Warrior Project, because we knew that there were some wounded warriors that could help us create that message. Because Memorial Day is not just about this 3-day, 4-day weekend. It is about honoring our fallen heroes and our military and things like that. And why specifically I wanted to talk about this today and bring that in is because when we presented using the Wounded Warrior Project to our client, they were all in. They thought it was a great idea, and we really thought it was a great idea because we've been thinking a lot about this and how do we make a philanthropic organization mesh perfectly into the product, perfectly into the brand and the culture of the company. Those 3 things had to happen before that was going to before we're going to make anything happen with it. So before we did that, we approached the Wounded Warrior Project and asked them would they be interested in doing something like this, and they were absolutely interested in. And when we talked to them about it being a company that made products in America, an American story in particular, that they were really excited about that as well. So before I get into a little bit more detail of how it all came together, I think it'd be important to kind of show you a clip of how we utilized the wall clipper and the Wounded Warrior together, and how we were able to put together the philanthropic message, the individual Josh Summers, and the brand of wall, and how it worked together to see, so you can see how in the context of what I'm saying, of what a difference it makes, because it really did a couple of things. It highlighted the brand. It made somebody feel good about themselves, confident, being independent, and it was just a great way to honor our veterans. So we're going to roll that clip for you right now, and I'll talk on the other side of it about how it all came together.
I am from Ashland. I love this country because we have so many freedoms. I was 21 when I enlisted. We were ambushed by nearly 80-some insurgents by firing rockets at our location. Well, the first one hit me right in the back of the head. I did not expect to come back as beat up as I was. When I came out of an 8-month coma, I was completely blind. I had to take control of my own life. I had to push it. I had to do everything I could to get better. I had to relearn to do everything. Seeing, reading, hearing, to learn to take my shirt off, to put my shirt back on. Shaving is one of those things. It's important for me to look good because I am in a wheelchair and I need every extra edge I can have. I see myself in 5 years walking normally, trying to be as normal as possible.
The more independent he feels, the happier he is. The Wounded Warrior Project has helped us tremendously. It's a team effort.
I want to inspire people. I want to make people feel like because I can do something, they can do it too. And that is more reason than any to get out of bed every day.
Wall is proud to support injured veterans who fought for our freedom. And for each Wall vacuum trimmer sold here, Wall will donate $1 of the purchase price to Wounded Warrior Project.
So when we approached Josh Summers about this and the Wounded Warrior Project, they were very excited, and Josh was very excited because, as you saw in the video clip there, that he is really fighting for his independence, and being able to shave and being able to use the trimmer to help him do that, to feel confident, was a big deal. So that was just made it all worthwhile, because when you think about it, Josh, and you could see that he's got a little beard trim, and that was something that it was something authentic to him. He wanted to trim his beard. He wanted to have that independence. He wanted to do that, and the wall trimmer worked perfectly into that. So not only was it authentic, it was important to have a story to tell. So if you're just going to put a product or a philanthropic message into a show to do that, I mean, that's okay. But if you can mix it in with the right story, because you're telling a story about somebody who is overcoming something, a product that's helping them do that, and it starts to make you feel good about the brand, it makes you feel good about that person, and it fits in, it's very synergistic. And that's really one of the best way to be utilizing a philanthropic message when you're doing some advertising. And so this was a perfect example of how it can be executed when you give it the right thought and you give it the right reason, and this message resonates throughout the whole campaign, because not only is it a great product, people want to be involved with Wounded Warrior, and when they do that, they're going to buy the product to be involved with Wounded Warrior, and they're going to support these veterans, they're going to support the company, and they're going to get a great product in the end. So it's really a win-win-win for everybody. And that's really what good advertising and good philanthropic message is in advertising, and or specifically in direct response. It's a win for the marketer, it's a win for the consumer, and it's a win for the participants involved. So when you can incorporate a good philanthropic message in your advertising, especially in a campaign like this, and not only does it help with the overall message, it allows you to take your message in so many different ways. And we have done this ourselves. We have marketed this message through Instagram, on Facebook, on TV, through digital, all within this campaign. And that's what performance marketing is today. It's not just TV, it's everything. It's all working together. And especially this iconic pillar to this show fits in all these compartments. And when they're all put together, it synergistically works together, and the ROI is seen throughout the whole campaign. So another example of that is there's a corporation that is one of the largest housewares manufacturers for pots and pans or your cookware, and they're the Meyer Corporation. Fantastic company, and they make some fantastic product. But their headquarters are here in the United States, and they're very, very proud about their heritage of developing these products in the United States. And even though they do have majority of their products made overseas, a lot of things are assembled here. But the American, made in America or assembled in America is very important to this company. And why is that? It's because you don't know who Meyer is, but you do know who Circulon is, or Analon, or Rachel Ray, or these other brands. You do know that you know about those brands that are all under the Meyer Corporation brand. So what Meyer did, specifically in the Circulon brand, with a performance response marketing campaign that we did, is that they embraced the Nature Conservancy of the United States. And they were saying that bringing in the Nature Conservancy, why did they do that? Because they wanted to align an eco-friendly corporation that gives back to the world, right? And they do that through conservation and specifically through the Nature Conservancy. So it helps elevate the brand to a philanthropic brand, but also it helps elevate the brand and helps the consumer understand that, when you're making pots and pans and you're using those type of materials, it can be seen as not eco-friendly, it's not in specifically the way that things do that, but it can be seen that way. And if it's at all seen that way, it could prevent somebody who might want to try that product because they have this perception. But when you bring in the right philanthropic partner and it fits within the brand, it fits within the culture of the company and the brand culture within the company, and people at home are interested in participating in those philanthropic opportunities with companies, and it works together, it makes a big difference. And matter of fact, through some testing with the corporation, the Nature Conservancy was a big part of their campaign, even to the point where they put it on the box of their products. And we talked about that within the show that we did. And it's just another one of those touch points that helps people connect to the brand, understand that this company is all about understanding that it's a company that is about making money, but it's also an understanding that it's a company that wants to give back, that wants to be more than just making something and making money. They do give back, and that is important to them. And it was able to incorporate that message about being assembled in America, and all that works synergistically. So it's another example of how using that philanthropic tone can help you. And we think that whenever you have that opportunity, you need to do it because, as in a good campaign, you want to have so many touch points. You want to touch your consumer emotionally so many different ways through, solving their problem, through bringing them in emotionally through another way, through another person's story, through reviews, through a demonstration. All these things work together, and they're like building blocks. It's like Rubik's Cube of putting together the right message. And when they all click together and you can expand them through all the areas that you're going to use your performance marketing campaign on all platforms, it really creates this amazing campaign that touches your customer in so many different ways, and you're able to stay in front of them all the time. And at the end of the day, you could have the best product in the world, but if you cannot get your customer's attention where their attention is, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But the only thing that all kinds of marketing strategies and things can be copied and duplicated, but what can't be duplicated and copied is how people communicate. People are always going to communicate. Where they communicate is going to be different, and that's going to change all the time. But how they communicate with, connecting with them, talking about their problem, solving it in a unique way, giving expert support, maybe a philanthropic message, like I said, that those building blocks of communication about how your product is superior and better than the competition. You can tell that story through all these platforms. That's when you're going to win, and that's just how it works today. So this was, like I said, it was an important message today, and that we wanted to share because Veterans Day is coming, Memorial Day is coming up this weekend, and we're all honoring our fallen and our warriors and our military and those people who've given their lives for our country. And we've been able to do that in some of our advertising, and works extremely well. So I hope this hits you at the right time to understand how it can be super powerful done the right way. All right? So if this information is of value and you think someone else can benefit from it, please share it. Or just share the message of Josh Summers as a wounded warrior and using a product, and that just makes somebody feel good on this weekend. That would be fantastic. So until next week, my name is Ken Carey, and this is This Works Marketing, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please share this episode, and we'll look for you next time. Thanks.
Welcome to This Works Marketing, where 3 decades of proven experience has launched products, built brands, and generated profits. These are the stories behind the businesses that have been built.